With the 4 thread, generally you're using that for a seam, but you can use it for a decorative technique on the Elna serger. What I've got loaded on the thread here is lower looper is regular thread, and I needed just a little bit more tension on it, so I wrapped it around here twice. I also changed my lower looper tension up to 6, and I'm going to explain why in a second. On my upper looper, I have decorative thread. You can see it's Rayon Floss from Robinson Anton, and I need almost no tension on this, but I don't want it to be flopping around and I don't want it to be too loose, so I've gone ahead and fed it through and just changed my tension on my upper looper to 1. These two, the 2 needle threads, I could put metallic in it maybe for Christmas if I wanted to add a little more decoration to this. But these are also set at 1 because I want almost no tension on these. And what this does is something that's kind of unique to the Elna serger. I'm going to go ahead and increase my cutting width a little bit because I can make it a nice wide stitch as well. And it makes a nice decorative seam edge. If you're doing something like, heavy wool where you're not going to make an actual seam, but you want something that's going to be decorative on the edges to finish, like boiled wool or felt, something that's heavy enough where, double layers of, a seam or a placket would be just a little heavier than what you want. You can see it makes a nice decorative edge. And like I said, you can put metallic in your needle threads and make it a little more decorative. This is my lower looper thread. I could also put, metallic here if I wanted to have a little more decorative effect on the reverse side. Okay, we're going to go ahead and look at 3 threads in a moment, but before we go on, I want to talk about tools. If you are going to invest in a serger, you really should take the time and, invest in tools that are going to make your life a little bit easier. One of them is called a double-eye needle. This is going to help you secure your threads. Among other things, it's going to help you, run ribbon through things as well, as you'll see as we go along. But even heavy decorative threads can fit through this eye because it's so large and can be secured. And the way you secure these into a seam for serging is, put the thread into one of the eyes and then just draw this through and tuck it into your seam line. You're going to do this for decorative thread, like this, but you're also going to do it for your standard serger seam because if you cut a serger seam, it unravels very quickly. So that's number 1, the double eye needle. The other thing that you want to invest in is you really want to have a good pair of snips because even though I have a cutter on the back of my machine, I have, heavy decorative thread, and this blade's really not meant to handle heavy decorative thread all the time. So invest in a good set of cutting tools, and it depends on what kind of tools you like. There's I have some scissors from Famore Cutlery here, and there's different sizes. This is a shorter snip. This is a little bit longer. These are great because if you have to cut a notch in something, these are sharp and pointing enough to do it. I also have little snips to just clip my threads, and these are nice as well because they're small and they're handy. Now the other thing that you're going to want to invest in is a set of tweezers. Your Elna machine comes with tweezers and they're fine, except you might want to invest in a little better pair. It's an inexpensive tool, but it can make threading a serger much faster. These are tweezer types. They're always closed and you squeeze them to open them. And these are the type I prefer, but not everybody likes these. So you should look. There's a lot of different options. There's very pointed tweezers. It depends on what you're comfortable with. There's also tweezers that have a little curve to them. You should investigate which ones you're comfortable with.